Stuff.
Cool. Yay!
Yay!
Welcome to the Out of Character panel. Yeah, and this relies on you guys completely for any questions that you have. You know, we're quite happy to talk about any sort of costume techniques, anything you would like to do.
Anything I can help.
Anything we can help with at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Water! Water!
Can I try creepy water?
You can try my creepy water.
I'll try creepy water.
No.
She's out.
Oh no. Ooh.
Coconut water.
It's like the Vegemite chocolate face, but that was mine.
This is probably like my.
That is horrendous.
Oh my god.
I love coconut, but no.
No.
It's like bottle number 50 for me or something.
It really is. Keep going.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Potassium, yeah, potassium.
What do you think of that? Because I need the description.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's.
You know the smell of a beach, where there's really pleasant beaches where you've been like on the sand and all that. It tastes like licking that. It smells like
I love
it
licking
tastes,
beaches.
It tastes like licking the ocean.
What have you been licking?
They're drinking the beautiful.
It's like licking a beach.
I've got an after sun that smells like that.
Yeah, it's like a sun lotion.
It's like,
I don't know how you're doing it.
Oh god, it's so good.
But is it better cold though, Jack, or do you just drink? Like, no.
Anyway.
Anyway.
It's like a warm beach water.
Beautiful.
is that empty already?
Yep.
You're an animal.
Round two.
So much potassium.
Yeah.
Coconut overdose.
Still up 2 more as well. Yeah.
Probably more in the room.
Oh god.
Any other questions? I say any other, I've only just rocked up. Hey, bro.
From Dimmick's time, what was it like playing Dimmick's and Axel's body?
Oh.
What was it like playing Devix and Axel?
Oh jeez.
Imagine being on every illegal hallucinogenic drug that has ever existed, times 5. That's probably relatively accurate. I don't even know, man. They were kind of just extensions of what we were like as people, i.e. I was a cynical, angry person and Jack was mental. Is. And so many people sort of say, oh, we really love how you act like Devix and Axel and Size and all these things. And we're like, well, don't take too much sort of worth in it, because we're nothing like they're meant to be. We're nothing like they are in the games. We just made our own versions of them, which were extensions of ourselves, with Charlotte being scary and you being psychopathic and Dan being drunk.
All the time.
Yeah, it was really good fun, and it was only when it started getting a bit of a drag that we thought, right, we're going to stop this now, because we don't want it to get to a point where we hate it, because then it kind of makes all the good memories we had, sort of, it tarnishes them. So we stopped it, and now we can still look back and enjoy it. Jack still goes back and watches them every now and then, because he loves Vexen.
It's my favourite character. Oh my god, and the one line that I love the most forever, and I completely forgot about it, is just the face in the bottom. Yes. Has nothing to do with my mind erasing later me. And that gets me every time. And I sit there just giggling to myself, and I'm like, time to rewatch it, and again and again. Vexen was forever my favourite.
Do not touch.
I know.
Aww.
Plug in your PC now!
Yeah.
Or don't, let it die.
Goodbye, computer.
Goodbye,
Yeah,
cruel
Vexen.
world.
Oh, I loved Vexen so much.
There.
The stupid thing is, Vexen was just a voice I used to do in school when I was pretending to be super smart. So if I was in class pretending I knew what was being spoken about, but I didn't, I'd just sit there going, yes. Ah, yes, Pythagoras theorem, yeah. And that just became a scientisty psychopath. Woohoo! Good times. Yeah, you go, Pixel.
2 little questions. how you like the mind erasing laser beam. Have you considered taking that and just making it a ringtone for Kelly?
Oh my god. So all the time when she's just damn well calling me just on repeat.
You wouldn't answer the phone.
No,
You'd just be like,
they never pick up the
yeah,
phone.
that's right.
And second, I'm not sure if this is over exaggerated on the internet or not, but is 70 degrees hot in England?
As in Fahrenheit? What?
Fahrenheit.
Okay.
I was
No.
gonna say 70 degrees, yeah, you're almost boiling.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So dead.
What is
70
centigrade?
Yeah, 70 is about what? 24, 25.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, if it's about 16 degrees, you get your t-shirt on and run around in a field.
Like the Aussies were showing us, they're like, oh, it's winter in Australia at the moment, and they showed us the temperatures for their winter Australia. We're like, that is our hottest.
Like
days
we're
in
talking 17 degrees. Yeah, 17 in winter. So
That's hella warm.
it's hella cold where we are. Hella cold.
Come north of the wall and you'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like anything that's above 80 or 90 back home is considered a humongous heat wave. Like people will take days off work and schools will get closed because they're too hot for the kids going because we don't have that heat, so very few places back home are air conditioned.
Like nowhere.
Right.
Schools are never air conditioned
Sorry?
because we don't need it. You just open a
Florida.
couple of doors. God.
Florida.
Up here at 2:30 in the morning last
It was
night, we were
still,
like,
yeah.
Oh god, it's so warm.
So clear the humidity. Clear the humidity.
2:30 in the morning at home, and you're trying to steal clothes from homeless people.
Yep. Oh, just hide in the bushes. A bit like, oh.
My friend Dan fell asleep in a bush overnight.
What?
Because he got drunk in London, and the house Jack used to live in was really close to a train station that goes direct to London and back. So he thought, I'm not really sure what's going on, so I'm just going to go to Jack's. But the thing is, he sort of rolled up at about 3 in the morning, and we're all loser old people, and we were already asleep, so we ignored the knocking at the door. So we thought, right, well, I'm going to walk back to the train station. He made it as far as a roundabout and fell asleep in a bush.
That's our luck sword.
We were like, how did this man not die? It's not like falling asleep outside here. It gets damn cold at night back home. We're talking sort of minus degrees, like freezing degrees. Yeah, good times.
Computer dead.
Computer be gone.
Bye, computer.
Good job. I carry on. Okay.
So, how did you learn to do the Demix voice, Jack? Also this.
No more. I can't.
You still have 2 more.
Demi's voice is just, I don't know. I don't know.
Just did the thing.
Just did the thing.
Just
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, just basic voice training because Demix was brought all the way up here. Like you can follow
Nasal.
your vocal cords as you go because if you're trying to do a deeper voice, like when I did Zigbar and whatnot, you can get it right down in your chest and you can feel it move, and then it comes up and it comes up more into your mouth and it goes up there. So you can track it for how high we're going. And Demix used to go right up into the nasal.
Climbing.
Yeah. It's just about sitting in front of
Sitting in front of a mirror and listening to yourself.
Yeah.
It's weird because you hold yourself different depending on what voice you're doing. So yeah.
And recording yourself and listening to it
Yeah.
back because the
Yeah,
voice
it's a
you
good
hear
one.
is very different to the voice everyone else hears.
Yeah, that's right.
We would know. We hear ourselves on videos a lot. A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you guys like in high school?
Good question.
Let's read the history lesson.
It's not bad.
I don't
Yeah.
incriminate myself.
Gotta be really careful.
Yeah, okay, let's do it in that sense. So for Breakfast Club, I started off being the little nerdy math kid and ended up being Bender. I went a bit off the rails. So yeah, it was an interesting transformation. I used to run the library. I was also one of those annoying people who never had to study and I still got really good grades, so...
Ooh. No, one of those.
Yeah. I rarely studied for anything and I never failed anything.
Your turn.
I was a weirdo. I only really had one friend, and she's still my best friend, and she's the one I started doing videos with. She and I would change all of our timetables to Hogwarts things. So we're like, oh, it's arithmetic next, or it's runes next, or it's potions next. Science, no potions. So yeah, we used to do that. I was cool. At the time, I was always bullied. I was the weird girl at the time. And yeah, but apart from that, I was also a teacher's pet. I was a big suck up. I was such a teacher's pet when I was in high school. Yeah.
I was pretty much exactly that. Teacher's pet, nerd weirdo.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Same
didn't have a single friend.
Oh.
No, so halfway through high school, I endeavoured to be the one that made people laugh, so class clown, but I still came out with all these stars.
Oh.
So I just pissed about and made people laugh because that's the only way I could get people to smile was to make them laugh. So I did that and then just kicked ass on tests and just went to university like bye.
Yeah, see ya, I'm out of here.
I've got
that's
people
right.
contacting me like, oh yeah, we haven't spoken since high school. I was like, yeah, you wonder why, don't you?
There's a reason.
What are you doing? Running my own business. What do you want?
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
That's something that we've always said about Parle is that we are the pick and mix.
Yep.
We are the kids that at school everyone used to, either pick on, or I had teachers constantly telling me, you can't act, you can't do this,
Yep.
you can't do that. Yeah, just we were constantly the people being told you can't do that, and then we went, well actually no, you're wrong, we can.
Both Jack and I did theatre and were both always put in the background roles and things like that. Jack was given side characters, I was given non-speaking
I was
characters.
given stage managers most of the time.
One of my drama teachers, I ended up leaving her class because I hated her so much and I refused to go back if she was my teacher. So, yeah, like I said, I was a bit of a dick.
I had a teacher turn around to me and made me stand up in front of the class. And at the time, I was about 10 years old, and it was the biggest thing. At the time, they said, everyone look at Jennifer, she is a stupid little girl.
Oh.
And so we in front of the class.
Private schools!
Wow.
They're evil places.
And since then, the one thing I hate being called is stupid, and since that moment I went out of my way to prove to people I am not stupid.
Yeah.
And I went and I just studied, and I know so many random facts I throw at people. And I
We call Jack Wikipedia. You know when you write your page on Wikipedia, that's him, Jackopedia.
And I do all the stupid characters, but our characters, I've got a degree, I've got a master's degree, and I know I'm not stupid.
Woo!
Yeah.
That was
Ah,
Good.
Prison therapy.
the daddy issues.
Get back in there.
But then you find each other, and you realise,
I think the only person in our group who doesn't fall in the I was a loser with not many friends thing was Charlotte. Charlotte did really, she went to because our schools back home are tiered, so there are lower level high schools and upper level high schools depending on how you do for your younger sort of SAT things. And Charlotte got put in a lower level, I was in a higher level. But when she was there, she was top of her class for everything. She got voted for like student of the year a bunch of times. The one time, because I used to do university while she was still there, so I was at home a lot, and I got a phone call from her school, and I thought, what has she done? Because it's Charlotte. And they were like, oh, we need to speak to her mum, and I was like, well, she's not here. Tell me, what has she done? Do I need to come get her? And they're like, oh, well, you might need to come get her. Why? Because someone set another student's hair on fire, and Charlotte put it out with her bare hands to save her friend's head from burning.
Oh my, what?
That's the sort of person Charlotte is, and that's why she was a popular kid.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, she was a good kid. The only thing she started doing is she started getting into sort of the gangster rap music, and I told her if she did, I'd disown her. So she started listening to rock instead and made me happy. Peer pressure. Yeah. Charlotte breaking the rules. Damn her. Yeah, we can. Alcon For one, Alcon is 18 plus. There's a lot of drunk people.
A lot of swearing.
Yep.
Yeah, we have to be careful with our language here. I fail so much.
I've sworn once.
Yeah, you've been really good. I less so.
Back in the
My
room, though.
mum tells this one off for how much she
She
swears.
slaps me.
She literally hits her every time she swears. Like, stop that!
What? Who was that? Oh, who did that?
It's also a hell of a lot smaller. Alcon gets what, 800 people?
Oh.
And that's considered one of our, because we have expos and we have cons. An expo is more the size of this. This would be a small expo for us, MetroCon. Our conventions go up to 1,000, maybe 1,500 people tops. They're really fan-driven. The guests we get in are usually people who work on things know personally, so we know lots of people who know voice actors. And there's a lot of alcohol involved.
We do, yeah, that one, we do the Parle After Dark panel where
Oh.
it just goes a little bit silly.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And then we get everyone rooming on one corridor as well, because it's based in a uni.
Yeah.
So we have all of Parle on one corridor.
Yeah, Alcon's super cool. Yeah, it's dormitory housing for students. So you go on the forums for the convention and say, here's my 8 people, we want a whole floor to ourselves. So you get
Oh my
8
gosh.
rooms, plus showers that you have to share.
Phantom Cooper.
Oh.
What a year.
There's always one person who always takes a dump and leaves it there.
Oh.
And we're like, you're our friends! Why would you do this to the other friends?
And then I stood up and I went, do you know what? I'm going to get rid of it.
Oh,
Like
no,
a
no, no.
brave knight, and I tackled it. And then it went away, and then the very next day it was back. So we had wanted posters for the Phantom Pooper.
Oh my. Wow.
Oh, memories.
Oh, England.
Oh, Cambridge.
I think the one big difference is that panels aren't as big a thing back home as they are here, because when we come here, we know people like literally schedule their entire con around the panels they want to see. Back home, you kind of sit in your dorm for a bit, drinking, and then go, bit bored, what panel's on? Nah, I'm going to keep drinking. It's a bit strange. So it's a really different atmosphere. It's completely different to over here.
auction.
Oh yeah, we do cosplay auctions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bear with
God.
us, it's not sordid as it sounds. We auction
What is
people
it?
off to other people. Essentially, we get a line of cosplayers coming up on stage, and it's usually Jack and I because we're really good at pressuring people. And people bid on them, and then they sort of give up their time. So they'll say, like, I'll follow you around for your whole day and carry your bags for you.
Oh my
Or I'll go to the ball with you and I'll buy you a drink, things like that.
And like loads of people enter as like Kirsten, Suji, Sebastian, and things like that. So you know.
Then our friend Vincent entered as the Old Spice guy. So we're used to selling people for like, generally
Yes.
cosplayers will go for between maybe 20 to 50 bucks. He was on stage in just a towel,
In an Old Spice
and then
bottle.
suddenly brought out this Old Spice bottle and just went. I think we sold him for something like $140.
Oh.
More than that.
It was a lot of
It
money.
was a lot of money.
We had one girl who was a gorgeous, gorgeous girl dressed up as the lollipop chainsaw girl. I think, how much did money go up? $300, $450. And then the 2 different groups, it was 3 groups around the room bidding for her because they wanted to be able to all go to the ball with her and hang out with her. They were all dudes, shock. 2 of them sort of caught eyes across the room and went, we could join up. How much have you got? £200, so have we! And they joined forces to bid together for this poor girl. You can see her like, oh God, I hope they're not weird. But luckily they were very cool guys, and all of it goes to charity, so we end up sort of raising sort of $3,000-4,000 for charity just doing this stupid auction.
There's always the people that do it, like, there's always this drunk Ellis from Left 4 Dead. They're always just like, yeah, I'm in, like in the front, we're like, don't let drunk Ellis win again. And then there's also, last year there was this guy dressed as the Penguin from Batman. Like the
Bidding on every DC.
for everyone, and he was coming up to the stage like, look, good looking, going, yes, my evil army. And it was like, he raised this thing of beat the Penguin, beat the bad guy, outbid the bad guy. And he was just fantastic. And every time he won someone, he was like, yes, good, good, and taking them back to his evil team and stuff. Where he had a Harlequin and a poison ivy, like, yes.
Yeah, it's an awesome crowd there because, you know, you get the really, really good cosplayers and then you get a lot of people who are very new to it as well. And I think a lot of them go up on stage thinking no one's going to bid for me, but we've never had anyone go off stage having no bids. There are always people in the audience who will always bid on someone. Even if it's not for a huge amount of money, no one ever goes off that stage having not been bid on. So it's a really awesome crowd. That's why we always do it. We love doing that.